I just showed you an article of some lunatic on an American Airlines plane from New Mexico to Chicago O'Hare who was trying to open the emergency door.
Right.
So in that scenario, what do you think you would do? Hey everyone, and welcome to Life with a Cheri on Top. I am your host, Cheri Hagan, and today I am joined once again by my husband, Kevin. Hey, baby.
Hello, love.
How are you?
I'm wonderful. What are we doing today?
Okay, so there's two different things I want to talk about. So I think we're going to do back-to-back episodes here.
All right.
The first of which is all of the crazy people on airplanes right now really is very worrisome to me because obviously you travel a lot. And so this is going to be more about what you think you would do, right? Because you never know what you're going to do in any given situation until you're in it. Mm-hmm. And I also want to talk about that, like those kinds of scenarios. Mm-hmm. But what do you think you would do? Like I just showed you, like today, I just showed you an article of some lunatic on an American Airlines plane from New Mexico to Chicago O'Hare who was trying to open the emergency door.
Right.
So in that scenario, what do you think you would do?
I'd probably still be sleeping, but it's something you obviously don't want to think about, especially since I travel all the time. I don't often think about that, but with all this going on, you kind of have to have that in the back of your mind. But I mean, I think I would jump up and try and tackle the guy. I'm not a small dude, so I mean,
right.
I think I could be able to handle most people, especially those who are a little cray-cray.
Yeah.
You would hope they can.
I mean, you deal with your crazy wife on a daily basis.
Yeah, but I don't tackle you. Oh, not always anyway. Yeah, no, I think I'd step in and try and save. I mean, because that door opens and that's a lot of trouble, for everybody. So, yeah. But then, at the same time, you think about all that and go, yeah, sure, tough guy. You're going to get up and then the door's going to open. Who's the first one out? The one who's not in the seat, which would be me. So,
well, yeah, but
but I would go for it, I think.
Yeah. I think I would.
I know you would.
I know I would. I was going to say I think I would too, but the truth is I know I would. Yeah. But again, you never know what you're going to do in any given situation until you're in it.
Yeah.
I mean, we had somebody in our room while we were asleep in Vegas. Yeah. And I literally don't know what I would have done had I woken up or had either one of us woken up and made the other aware. I don't know what I would have done. I don't know if I would have pretended that I was still asleep or, which I seriously doubt.
Yeah.
But again, you just never know until you're in that situation.
Well, I think if you tend to run the situation through your head and say, this is what you're going to do, I would think at least 50 or 60% of the time that's what's going to happen. I mean, you can freeze, of course, in any situation, but...
Yeah, I'm not a freezer.
Yeah, again, you never know.
Right? Yeah.
But to your point, if if you're thinking about, oh, geez, if this happens, what am I going to do? I think that would be my first reaction. I'm pretty consistent that would probably be the case.
Yeah. Even though I'm an old lady now, no, seriously. I mean, okay, so first of all, when we're on airplanes, I watch, we're always group 2, right? We're either group 1 or group 2. So we're one of the first ones seated. Mm-hmm. And then I watch every single person coming on board because I'm like, okay, who's going to be the fucking lunatic to lose it? And obviously you can't tell.
No.
But I always consider myself a really good judge of character. So if I think there's going to be somebody...
But how do you judge the character by looking at them?
By just looking at them. I know.
It's just, that's a prejudgment you're making in your head.
Totally.
Yeah. It's not.
Listen, And I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's the right thing to do, but it is what I do. I watch every single person board that plane. And thankfully, we've not had any issues.
I've been on a lot of planes, a lot of flights, as you know, and I don't think I've ever seen. I've heard some arguments, but I've never seen anybody throw a punch or, anybody do anything stupid like that and get pulled off the plane.
No, me either.
And so it's but it's not. Those are the last 30 years. Now things are increasing.
People are crazier.
Tenfold of what it used to be.
Yeah.
There's 2,000 plus people a year getting yanked off of planes for.
Is that right?
That's what that article said you gave me.
2,000?
Yeah.
A year.
Yeah.
Holy crow. I had no idea that it was that many people.
Yeah. But it's like getting worse. People are diving for the exit doors, not just getting in a fight about the seat or, I didn't get my peanuts or whatever the hell it is that pisses somebody off. But now they're, you have a problem with potentially, the plane going down because someone's doing something stupid like that.
I know. That's what really worries me when you fly.
Well, I try not to think about it.
Yeah. I think about it all the time, and not in a bad way. I've never said to you, oh my God, I have such a bad feeling, don't get on this plane. I've never done that. And even because first of all, that's never happened. Mm-hmm. But I think even if it did happen, I don't think I would say anything because you have to go. And what good would that do?
Yeah. Right.
I think it was the early 2000s when who knows who it was. And I should know, and I'm sorry, but whoever the Illinois governor was pulled back all of the mental health funds. Mm-hmm. Not all of them, but a lot of them, right? And so a lot of mental health facilities closed because of that. And I'm not saying this is just in Chicago, obviously. It's everywhere, right? So I don't think that people have become crazier. I just think...
Oh, I do.
You do?
Oh, yeah.
I just think people have always... those people who... And maybe I shouldn't even use the term crazy. I should use mentally ill. But the people who are mentally ill have always... or are always going to be mentally ill, but they don't have the same treatment facilities that they did before because the funding isn't there. So...
Do you think that everybody yanking doors on a plane is mentally ill?
Why else would they do it?
I don't know.
Literally. Why else would you want to take yourself and everybody else down on a plane? You got to be crazy.
Yeah, I guess. But
that's literally like you got to be fucking nuts to do that. You do. Sorry, but you do.
All right.
So what are some scenarios in your lifetime that you've been through where you thought, if I'm ever in this scenario, this is what I would do, and then you either did that or didn't do that?
Well, I mean, I don't think I've ever really... I don't pre-think those things usually. I'm not that type of guy. I react. I don't really think about, oh, geez, this is, this looks like it's going to turn into a brawl over there, and I better either leave or stop it, But if you were with me the one time in
Vegas,
that there was a fight.
Vegas is a thing for us.
Well, unfortunately, I'm there a lot. But yeah, I mean, I don't mind jumping in before things get a little crazy. These guys were playing pool or
no, they
something.
were just sitting next to us at the bar at Margaritaville.
Well, there certainly was drinking involved.
Oh yeah,
but yeah, it started to get a little crazy. But I jumped in and put it to rest a little bit. I didn't hit anybody, but just I can calm things down sometimes. And I know where I can and where I can't, I think, but I thought for sure I could have gone that one. And I think I did a pretty good job.
No, you did a great job.
Everybody down and breaking that up. But yeah, it's just, I don't pre-think through that stuff. It's like without you asking me this now, and as everybody knows, she puts me on the spot on these things. So this is all
Always.
off the cuff for me. But it's, I try not to think about the airport stuff and the airline things because I'm flying every week and I don't need to be thinking that stuff. But you see all the maintenance issues and all the people, who are getting in these fights and, reaching for the exit doors during flight. It's like, you got to think about it now. I've got to be realistic that may happen.
Right.
So yeah, I think, in those cases, I think I would scramble for my life and, tackle somebody or do whatever I had to do if somebody was reaching for something that they shouldn't be reaching for.
I think I would do the same.
Yeah.
I really do. If we were together or not, I think I would do the same.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
So, turn the question to you that you asked me. Did you have something occur in your life that you had kind of pre-planned and said, if this happens, I'm going to do this?
I don't think so. I mean, it's always hard to think about different scenarios and then how you would react. I mean, I think I'm super, super zen when it comes to emergencies. It's like the world slows down in my head and I'm just going to take care of whatever this is, And so any emergency situation that I have been in and or I have been a part of or even seen, I'm like totally calm and calm, cool, and collected, I guess.
Yeah, true.
And I just take care of whatever needs taken care of. I think the only thing that comes to mind, and we were laughing so hard, is in Mexico when I had the glass in my foot. And, you just don't think that that's going to happen, first of all.
Yeah.
And they made me go to the emergency room because they couldn't get it out of my foot. And in fact, they didn't even know what it was at the time.
Yeah, the doctor on site figured it was glass, but he's like, I'm not comfortable with taking this out. And thank God he didn't try, because that sliver was a couple inches or inch and a half long, straight up your heel.
Yeah.
So that was not a...
Yeah, it was an interesting situation. But first of all, I felt like an ass because we just checked in. Just so everybody knows, the first thing we do when we get into a room is unpack. And my rule, is it your rule too?
Well, yeah. Remember the first time we ever...
No, the shoes.
Together.
The shoe rule.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yeah. I do that all the time.
Okay. So the rule is your shoes come off when you're in the bathroom because that's the cleanest part of a hotel room because they can mop it, right? Everything else is just...
And you want it to stay clean.
Surface clean, right. And I want it to stay clean. So when we walked in, and you're in Mexico, so in this particular resort, and listen, they were great, but, I stepped on a piece of glass that was in a rug that we didn't know obviously was there, and I didn't know what was in my foot. And so we called and I'm using air quotes, hotel doctor. And there's a reason I'm using air quotes. And, he was like, oh, I think I see something, but I don't want to take it out. You have to go to the emergency room. And I was like, oh my God, we've been here 10 minutes. Like, can I not go to the emergency room? And then they insisted on calling an ambulance, which...
The wheelchair and the ambulance.
Oh my God, I was so embarrassed.
To you, but...
I was so embarrassed. I was like...
You shouldn't walk on...
Well, no, but I didn't... I could have hobbled. Like, I didn't need a wheelchair.
And what, are we going to catch a cab with your foot bleeding?
I did, yes. I was like, I'll just take a cab to the emergency room. It would have been better.
Well, hindsight, yeah.
Yeah.
But
that's actually the funny part of the story is because I have to share this because it's so freaking hilarious. So they call an ambulance, which is insane. And they load me into this ambulance and we're in Mexico and Kevin doesn't speak a word of Spanish.
See?
And okay, he speaks five words of Spanish. And so we get into the ambulance and it's un-air conditioned and it's, I don't know, May, I think. Right. It's hotter than hell.
It is hot.
Yeah. It's hotter than hell in this ambulance. And the paramedic doesn't speak a word of English.
Not a lick.
Which was okay because I speak Spanish.
Not to that degree.
But it was like an episode of I Love Lucy because they forgot to lock the wheels on the gurney. So every single time the ambulance accelerated or braked, I was either flying to the end of the ambulance or flying to the front of the ambulance.
And it didn't seem to bother her.
No.
It's like that was normal.
It was just the weird. And Kevin and I were laughing so hard because it was like, are you like, this would only happen to me, It was hilarious.
It was fun.
And then, we get to the hospital. This is in Cabo, by the way. It is Cabo, right? Oh yeah, it was Cabo. Yeah. Because I've also been to the one in Cancun. Different story. But the doors fly open to the ambulance and there's like 20 doctors standing there, doctors and nurses.
They must
and
not
I'm
have
like,
had anything to do, but we were a very important patient when we arrived.
I thought, seriously, I just have something in my foot. Like everybody needs to relax. And then of course, it came out and then the rest of my vacation was basically ruined because I couldn't walk on the sand. I couldn't get in the pool. I couldn't do anything. I had to keep my foot wrapped.
Yeah.
But, I can't think of a single situation that I would have pre-planned in my head. Like, ooh, I think I would do this. I don't know, if somebody came to rob the house, what would I do? First of all, I just don't run those scenarios in my head.
Yeah. Right.
But there are people that do. And
I guess. I'm sure there are. I mean, but, it's I like walking past. There's just certain things you would do. Like if some kid falls into a pool and can't swim.
Oh,
you're going in no
For
matter
sure.
what, right? But that seems easier than, okay, it's a life or death situation on a plane where someone's going to go and pull the door open. Now, am I going to be the one to get up and go out with that guy? Maybe. I think I would be.
Yeah.
But hopefully you get to him before that. So that's the type of stuff that you don't think about, but hopefully would just react to. And just based on, we talked about morals and things once in the past, and I think that kind of plays into all this. How do you react to things, and what do you think is right?
Yeah.
What are you going to do is right or wrong?
Yeah. There's that show, John Quinones does it. It's What Would You Do?
Mm-hmm.
And excuse me, I have the hiccups all of a sudden. I've seen it, but I don't watch it religiously.
Mm-hmm.
But it's interesting to me because you never know what you're going to do until you're in a particular situation.
Yeah. Correct.
All right. Well, I hope to God that you are the one that gets up and helps save the airplane or whatever, because there's so many other people that, they do the whole mind your business thing.
Mm-hmm.
And
but that is my business now.
Right. Well, yeah, exactly.
And it becomes your business.
Yeah.
On the American flight, like 4 or 5 people jumped up.
They did.
Pretty quickly and got this guy. So.
Yeah. Thank God.
Yeah.
I mean, when it comes to somebody grabbing for the emergency door, I would hope that the other people sitting near the emergency door would fucking do something.
Yeah.
Right. But most of the time, and I'm sorry, but it's ridiculous. The people that are in the emergency rows who have to acknowledge, yes, I can help in an emergency, yada, yada, yada. Mm-hmm. Most of the time they're asleep or zoned out or, they don't know what's going on. And again, you just never know what you would do. I just read.
I know one thing I wouldn't do.
What?
Break out my camera and record it.
Oh my God, right?
I wouldn't think that would be the first thing I'd reach for.
And that's what people do.
Yeah.
Yeah. That reminds me of, I think it was in December. It was early in the winter here last year, 2023. I was going to get my hair cut, of all things. Mm-hmm. And outside the salon, a man had a heart attack.
Oh, yeah. You were telling me that.
Outside of Woodfield Mall.
Right.
And there were all these people. The paramedics they were there when I got there.
Right.
But there were all these people surrounding this guy, filming him having a heart attack.
Unbelievable.
What is wrong with people?
Yeah.
Like, I don't get that.
Yeah.
I seriously, I don't get that. First of all, I was trained in CPR 100 million years ago, but that's what I would be doing.
Right.
Until the paramedics got there.
Yeah. But sorry, another side road from there, then that puts you in potential risk.
See, this is what pisses me off. I know what you're going to say. Say it, and then I'll rebut.
So let's say you try and help him.
Yeah.
And he dies.
Yeah.
So what? Someone would come after you and try and sue you for killing him.
No, they wouldn't.
What? You're not a professional.
This is what stops people from being human beings and trying to help one another, and it's fucking insane. I'm sorry, and I knew you were going to say that, and it really pisses me off that you even think it, because I know I would get down and help somebody, and
okay.
and if their family sues me, good luck, but I was only trying to help. I don't get that at all. And I think that's what's wrong with the world is, oh, I can't because somebody might try to sue me. I think that's just absolutely insane. If you were, look you're gone. Let's face it, you're gone better than 50% of the time from this house. God forbid you had a heart attack in public and somebody fucking filmed it on their phone and didn't try to help you, then I'm suing their ass. No, seriously. Then I'm suing them. Not for trying to help you.
I don't know how to.
I get
I'm not
pretty
going to
passionate
debate that
about
one.
that.
I get
Obviously.
it. I hear what you're saying. I'm just saying that's some people think that way for sure.
I know. It's a very sue happy, or I guess a very litigation happy world.
It's not even the lawsuit, but it becomes, you're, I don't know. I'm not sure the right word. You're taking the responsibility of that person's life.
Yeah. Because I'm the one that's there. That's right. That's exactly what I would do.
Okay.
And that's what I expect everybody else to do, by the way. So if I'm having a heart attack on the side of the road, somebody better be fucking giving me CPR.
Okay.
I'm so pissed that people don't do that. Look it up, people. It's not that hard. CPR is not difficult. Look it up. If you're a babysitter, you should be CPR certified. You never know what sort of things you're going to run into. I was driving home one time. This is when I lived in the city when I was in my 20s. I was on Addison Road. I'd gotten off on Addison. I was almost at the intersection of Western and Addison, and some idiot, sorry, whomever you are, but somebody had walked out in traffic and got hit by a car. Mm-hmm. I was the only one that stopped.
Oh, Jesus, yeah.
The guy that hit him stopped. Don't get me wrong. That person did stop. And I was going the opposite direction, but I got out of my car and tried to help that person. And screamed for people to call 911. Again, this was long before the days of cell phones.
Yeah.
And that person lived, not because of me, just but sheer fucking luck that, the guy was going 20 and not 50 when he hit him. But, I did make sure that they laid still and they didn't move and they were breathing okay. And they, and they just, I was the person that made sure that happened until the paramedics got there. I don't get people. I really don't. I don't understand why you wouldn't try to help another human being if you see them in distress. And I really don't understand, if you're not going to help, why are you fucking filming it?
Yeah, that one's disturbing.
Yeah, it's like super disturbing, which was not even the point of this podcast, but that's what it's turned into.
We've gone a little off the rail.
Yeah, but stop it, guys. Just stop it. Stop filming everything and get in there and help. Because we're all human beings and we're all in this world to help one another. I don't understand the not helping. Okay, Kevin's giving me the...
we're running tight on time. That's all.
Yeah, no, we're good. So I'm sorry we got off the beaten path here, but sometimes, that's what happens.
That's what happens.
Yeah.
Have a conversation.
Yeah. That's really all this is conversations and opinions. And I'm so happy that I have the listeners that I do. And I hope that you subscribe and you give me a 5-star review on whatever platform you're listening. And if you want to comment on this or any other show, you can do so by going to the website, lifewithasherryontop@gmail.com. Or no, I'm sorry. That is my email, lifewithasherryontop@gmail.com. The website is www.lifewithasherryontop.com. And again, Cheri is spelled Cheri. So thanks for listening, everybody. We'll talk next week. Bye.